Okay, here's my challenge to everybody. If you are legally able to vote in this upcoming presidential election, there is so much garbage in the airways. So in order for you to be really informed, to make an informed, intelligent decision, which is what we all would like to see happen, the left and the right, really the only way that you can truly understand all of the policies, all of the situation with the election is to go out and educate yourself. Because if you are using the news media to do that, unless you are using a news media that is independent, that will report good and bad depending on what their position is, you are not going to get all of the information. You're going to be gaslighted, lit, however you say it. You've got to educate yourself. How can you possibly vote in one of, if not the biggest election in American history, and get your information from what you see on television? It makes absolutely no sense to me. None. Because the news media is as corrupt as 80% of the government that's in Washington. And if you don't think that our government is corrupt, then you're kidding yourself. You are not being realistic. It's one payoff after another payoff after another payoff. And the left has paid off the news media, ABC, NBC, CBS, CSNBC, all of these MSNBC. They're all paid off. It's like the mafia paying off a judge. It's the same principle. And you, as a citizen of this unbelievable country, owe it to the country and to your fellow citizens to be informed, to find out yourself. Go out there and look at the records. And this is not a popularity contest. It's not. I don't care what the personality of the candidates are. I couldn't give a shit less. What I care about is they can keep food on my table, a roof over my head, my small business going, my health going because I want private health care. I don't want to take on anybody else's debt. I want us to lower our debt in this country because look, in 3 years, our debt has gone up $2.117 trillion. And the money is just keeps getting printed. 101 in basic economics is if you can't pay for your expenses, you got to stop spending. All of these plans, all of these great programs that help everybody, free this, free that, free this, get that. You and I pay for that. Taxpayers pay for that. And yes, I believe every human should be treated with dignity and respect, but if you come to this country and you're doing it illegally, you're breaking the law. So guess what? That liberty is done and over. I'm sorry, but you've chosen to come here illegally. So you are not entitled to the liberties that are here in this country along with the freedoms because you've broken the law. When are we going to worry about us and this country and the generations behind us and the seniors who, for the first time in American history, seniors are working at 85 years old because they can't make ends meet? Not all of them, but way too many of them. Have you been to Walmart lately? Have you seen how many elderly people are working because they cannot make ends meet? You have to educate yourself independently, away from the hysteria and the propaganda. You owe it to yourself to this country and to your fellow citizens to be an educated voter. And the only way you do that is by looking at the records and comparing where we are today, because unless you're over 200,000 a year in income, there is no way you are better off today than you were 4 years ago. And I don't care about personalities. I want the president of this country, the president of the free world, to look at Putin and Xi Jinping and say, stuff it up your ass. You are not getting away with that. You do that and you will have the might of the American people and the American government down on your head. And the only way you can do that is if you lead by strength. We haven't seen strength here for 3.5 years. We don't even know who's running the government today. As I film this video, who is in the White House, who is calling the shots, who's manning the phone. It's not Biden, and it's obviously not Harris. She's checked out. She's moved on. She's trying to get a promotion. You've got to be informed, and you've got to do it yourself. You've got to go find the information, compare the records, and then make the decision that's best for you. Not from some hysterical to the left and hysterical to the right. For you, the educated American voter. We cannot, as a country, continue to spend money, or else our dollar is going to be devalued like it was in England. The U.S. currency is going to be kicked off the world currency as the #1 world currency. And we're going to be bankrupt. You cannot keep spending money when the money is not there. And that is what all of these free programs do. I'd love to be given $25,000 so I can go buy a new home. I'd love for my kids to be given $25,000 so they can go buy a home. That's not how this works. Unfortunately, you don't have the right to go to the grocers and set their pricing either. Then you really are a Marxist socialist society. You start doing that. And that's exactly what the left is wanting you to buy into. You have got to make your own decision. And all of you who think the right, all of us, we just fall over because we love Donald Trump, you are so wrong. You are so misinformed. We follow this man because of his policies, because of his performance, because of where we were 4 years ago, 8 years ago. That's when it all started, when he was elected the first time. And we had 4 fantastic years, and that's all been wiped out. You have got to become an informed voter. And you cannot be informed when you go to social media or you go anywhere except to go find the information for yourself, read it for yourself, and compare the records and compare the policies and what they're going to do to us in the next 4 years. That's it. It's not a popularity contest. It is a presidential election that is decided based on the skills and the strength of a leader and his policies, not whether or not he has a bad personality or can't speak or giggles. It has to be on policy, strength, example, and where the country will be, and balancing the budget. If you don't balance the budget, you're not going to have a country. And then our generations, we have failed them because it's a popularity contest. That's where we are. Go get informed so you can make the right decision for yourself, your family, come November.